Baby, my constant. I'm sorry he hurt you. I'm sorry that he never called after he left us, that he cheated the way he did, and that even before their marriage was over, he was out here spreading a kingdom's worth of seed without enough care to the planting or watering. That your uncles did the same to their sons, and for a while, you didn't know how to look at them like they were more than mere producers of daddy issues, raising boys that will grow up to remain boys. I'm sorry it caused Ma to turn shades of anger, pain, and stress that are now captured in your memory as vividly as times of war. My warm, sweet love. I'm sorry she hurt you. That her anger led to your naked humiliation in front of the family. The family. I'm sorry you felt like they never loved you the way they loved the rest. That you never stood a chance amongst the favorites, doomed often because you didn't speak their language or resemble enough of their legacy. You were always the acquaintance. My tender but steady one. I'm sorry they hurt you. That from as early as kindergarten, you identified as one that would not be chosen. And that yes, a white boy would always feel it right to take your place 1,000 times again and then some. Then some. Like it's mercy that you're alive and to be grateful for such backward, near demonic ideology, because it's not enough for said ideology to steal and lie to you. It's effective if it gets you to believe you were born to be not even worthy of the race, let alone last place. I'm sorry Dad's actions didn't always prove you were otherwise, but at least he could always say, I love you. Unlike a lot of African fathers. And that's without having had a father of his own. His gifts speak love, even if his time doesn't. Or rather, the time he takes away from you to make the money to gift and invest in you translates into giving you the time of day. You understand? I'm sorry you always have to be the one to understand. Even when you don't have to, you always do. Because that's how you learn to deal with that oxymoron relationship. I'm so sorry so many got to abuse that. That you tried to see the best in your abuser and now have much baggage worth of consequences. I'm sorry you couldn't always point out the bully because she tore at you emotionally, but there were no physical marks to show the house matron. But you cried for your sanity whenever Ma had to take you back to that hostel. I'm sorry you're so unfamiliar with being respected as a black woman, especially by your fellow brothers. That he goes out of his way to warn others against you while trading assumptions as facts and conclusions he drew as both judge and jury. That because he believes his own stories, it makes sense to him to take advantage of your body because you're just a bitch or a female in his eyes, not a woman. So justified now that he's managed to dehumanize you, just like his colonizers did him. My honey pie, with all the love these limbs are capable of. I'm sorry I hurt you. I'm sorry I had to stay quiet and attempt moving on many times. That I felt I had to. That it's so hard to cry injustice in my own circle because they think I'm too sensitive or I think I'll lose them for being honest. I'm sorry I believe that. That it kept me afraid of losing them, so I practiced staying quiet. I'm sorry that means we cried alone a lot sometimes. I'm sorry we never saw it coming. the hurts I would cause myself, the degrading disappointments from making massive, monumentally bad decisions, often intoxicated, often sober. In both, I've proven to be so human. I'm sorry we're always so reminded of that the memory's a safe pink blur until we focus on the stain of our fallen integrity and crumbling self-respect. I'm sorry I had none of that when I first had sex. That I might as well have been an actress on that carpet floor, unprotected in every sense. I'm so sorry we allowed him to use us for his tears and his penis and then to move on swiftly like we were a 5-minute break. Kit Kat, he broke it. I'm sorry it took me so long to stop wishing he would choke on it, or that I would, so we could stop feeling broken. I'm sorry I thought being called girlfriend would make any difference. I'm so sorry that along with the congregation, I placed myself on a pedestal and still sometimes find myself kneeling down, holding the ground like it's shaking, when really it's just my subconscious trying to shake off the pressure. My precious core, I am so sorry for it all. I told my baby that yes, we have so much to be grateful for. There are too many blessings to count, and the air in these lungs is just the first of a billion. But that in order to heal my sweetheart, we need to look at the hurt and address it. I told my heart, we need to open the dam of rocks and allow each one to knock us 10 times over as we struggle through to remember and love and correct and love and unlearn and love and take time, love. Take time the way babies learn to sit, crawl, and walk before they talk. Take time to correct the wrongs I committed and to forgive not just them, but myself for not being perfect. Take time to learn what it looks like to refuse abuse and not feel bad for it. Take time to unlearn the deceitful words fighting to remain under my skin and instead recite the holy words that'll make me glow from the inside first. Take time to remember and know that I am not defined by my pain nor past. And that every day that I make the decision to get up and follow through, I am loving myself, loving you, my heart, again